Hey guys, this is going to be another quick Linux command video. Check the link in the description for more info and for copy and paste examples. The Linux mv command will move or rename a file. It will overwrite the file if the destination already exists. So, for example, we can move this file right here, abc1.txt. We can say mv abc1.txt, that's the source, to abc2.txt. And hit enter, and there we go. It has moved the file, basically renaming it, which is basically the same thing in this case anyways. So the other thing we could do is move it into a directory. So we see here sub1 is empty, right? So you can move abc2.txt into sub1, and it is now inside sub1. Now the other thing we can do is we can actually move a directory itself. So you can mv sub1 to maybe let's just call it X, right? So there we go. We've moved that to X. You can say lsx, and that's what's inside there now. So what else can we do? You can also specify a full path. So for example, you could say mv. You can specify the full path like this. You can say X. You could say paste Y, right? So now we've basically renamed the directory X to Y, specifying the full path like that. Now that would make more sense if you were putting it somewhere like maybe you wanted to put it inside your Etsy directory or something like that, if you had a use for that. Now there's a few other things I wanted to show you with the mv command. You can back up a file. So let's see here. Let's move to Y right now. Now we have this file right here. You can say mv abc2. Actually, first let's see, interactive. All right, most of the things I want to show you are basically related to overwriting. So I'm going to create another directory, echo new1.txt. So now we're going to have we're going to have two files in here, right? Now you can say mv, and you can say -n, n for no clobber, and you can say abc2.txt new1. Now you can overwrite this. You can say basically just hit enter, and it will not overwrite the file. So you can cat out abc2, has nothing in it. You can cat out, and obviously new1 does have stuff inside it, so we can see it did not get overwritten. Now you could also tell it to prompt you. So you can say -I to prompt you before overwriting. So if you say no, you're all set, it won't overwrite it. If you say yes, it's going to overwrite it. So the other thing you can do, you can say -F to not prompt you. So -F to not prompt you, I to be interactive, it's going to prompt you, N to just no silently not clobber it. It's not going to give you any output at all. It just won't overwrite it if the file already exists. And so by default, new1. All right, so by default, if you just say move abc2 over new1, it's going to overwrite that file there. So now we see it's been wiped out because abc2 was empty and new1 had some stuff in it. So there are a few other options. You could say V for verbose, Z for SE Linux security context, and yeah, again, just check the link in the description for all of these options. Let's see what else. U for update, you can say only update when the file is newer. So had we used something like U, this would only update this file right here if the contents of abc2 are newer. Now that might be useful if you're copying a big file or a whole bunch of files over and over. But in any case, that's another thing you could do. And I think that's about it. Let's try backup. There's a -B option. So -B for backup. And okay, so So -B for backup. And you see before moving ABC2 to new1, it created a backup of new1. So this file with the tilde on the end is the automatic backup. And that's about everything we wanted to cover with the MV command for today, probably more than you really need to know. Remember, check the links in the description for more info. Hit the subscribe button for more useful content like this. We also have a ton of other more interesting content covering things like coding, hardware, software, servers, Raspberry Pis, 3D printing, and a whole lot more. Hopefully you found this useful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.